Hey up and welcome to Callums Corner. I want to talk to you a little bit about my job. It's not something I've ever talked to you about before. I've had quite a hard shift today and it kind of puts stuff back in perspective for me, my job. I'm a care assistant, as I've probably said a few times before, but I've never really gone into detail in it. And that's because obviously you have to have a great amount of respect for people's privacy. And I don't know, it's a difficult one to talk about, isn't it? It's a difficult thing. I do things and I see things that are probably not appropriate, well, that definitely aren't appropriate for me to be talking about on the internet. And I've got to have respect for that. But also my blogs or vlogs, whatever you want to call them, have always been about my feelings and stuff. And I just want to talk about them a little bit. So I've been caring for this couple. The service user is a lady. She is in her mid-40s. She has multiple sclerosis, the progressive kind of MS, which is, it's a terminal illness, it will be. And it's an incredibly hard illness to suffer from and to be around as well, because people's faculties start failing, their body starts failing on them, and there's less and less they can do, and it's not their mind that's failing, they're absolutely aware of what's going on and they know what they're facing. And obviously that's really hard for their families. Her husband is 50 and they've got a son who's 15. Now, her husband is also not very well, which is one of the reasons why we go in and do some care work. And the care work I do there is, it's really varied. There's a high degree of personal care. I don't want to go into too much detail about that, but yeah, it's one of the harder kind of cases that I deal with. And it's one of the reasons that I get sent there is because of my previous nursing training. Anyway, he's really not very well himself. He has got a really, really bad hernia. It's quite an unusual thing, but he's had it for about a year. 6 months ago, the doctors told him he needed an operation, and the success rate, because of the way the hernia was placed and it had grown and stuff, meant that it was like a 50-50 chance of survival. If the operation is successful, it will be successful and he could lead a normal life, but there's a very high chance that he might not make it through the surgery. Now, he's decided he doesn't want the operation because if he doesn't make it through, he's not going to be able to help his wife. Their situation is that they're living in a rented house. It's a long way from ideal for them. She needs to be moved into a bungalow. The council are taking a very long time to do this, and he knows she hasn't got the strength or the ability to do the kind of fighting that's needed to go on. And he's almost got it sorted now, and that's fantastic that he's done that. But the sacrifice to give up your life because you love someone and your family that much that you just want to know that they're okay, that's all that matters to you. And it's difficult because it's been a really hard time for him fighting through this, and his health really is deteriorating now. And it's only going to go one way, and it's not going to be that long now, again, without going into too much detail. And that's going to have a massive effect on his family, But that's what he wants to do because they can't stay at the house they're in. The nature of progressive MS is you have spells where you're really, really bad, and she's had to go in for respite care in care homes, and she's come out and she's been worse than she was when she went in, because that's what it is. One of the biggest things that we say in the industry I work in is you use it or you lose it. And when you've got an illness or you reach a certain age or something's happened, if you go from being in your home environment where you're being as mobile and as independent as possible to an environment where you're not able to do that. They haven't got the staff in care homes, these respite homes. They're coming and they're feed her because they need to get it done quickly, when at home she'll be doing it herself. And it takes her a long time to gain those skills back. And at some point she's not going to be able to gain them anymore. So she needs to be in a bungalow. She needs to be in a place where she can be if she has these spells, and her son can be with her safely. And her husband has made the ultimate sacrifice, and it's so humbling to be around. And I just feel, don't get me wrong, my job is a bloody nightmare sometimes. I've worked 9 hours tonight and got paid for 6 because if I did it in the 6 hours, I wouldn't be doing it my best, and I wouldn't do it properly, and I'd be going home and I'd be feeling crap about myself. And I'm really, really lucky in a way because I'm unencumbered. I haven't got children to get back to. I haven't got all of this. You know, my sister can come, and if my mum needs anything, she can just pop round. So I'm able to do that. But most people, they can't. They can't. You know, they've got commitments, they've got kids and stuff, and it's the pay. I'm not saying I want more money because I don't need it. You know, I'm happy in my life. I'm contented. You know, and if I wanted more money, I would have stayed working in financial services. I used to, I used to be a broker. I used to do sales, and I was, pretty good at it. I got really decent money, and I could be very comfortable if I'd carried on doing that. But it's not about me wanting more money. It's about needing better staff. It's about being able to pay the staff enough money so they can go and do the job properly. And getting better staff. I don't want to knock people because it's a really hard job, but there's three types of people who do it. There's people who do it because they love it and they're fantastic at it and they just want to do it. And they know how lucky they are to have a job where you're helping people. How good does that make you feel? Well, there's people who are doing it because it's the only, barely near minimum wage job they can get. They've been sent there by the job centre and they're awful at it. And they're not cut out for it. And you have to be cut out for it because you see some horrible things. People are going through really difficult things and sometimes they're confrontational and you see sights and smells and stuff that's really hard to deal with. And if it's not your passion, you shouldn't be doing it. And the other type of person you get, and please don't take me wrong, I'm not being political here when I say this, you get people who have come to this country very recently, and I've got nothing against immigrants. They're coming to a place because they want a better life for them and their family. Fair enough. Absolutely brilliant. Good on you. But it's not ideal until they've got the language skills that they should be doing this job. I mean, I see it. I've been paired up. I see it all the time. I've seen it in care homes. I've seen people who can barely speak English or speak it heavily accented, and it's great. You've mastered another language. It's incredible. But for a 95-year-old woman who is suffering from dementia and is confused, and she could, they really struggle with it. And if you can't communicate effectively with the people that you're trying to care for, I've seen it happen. The time restraints are such that the caregivers end up just, they're dressing them and they're just stripping them and, intimately washing them. And these people are scared and confused. These elderly people, and it's not what it should be. These people are people's mums and grandparents and sisters, and they loved and they had lives, and they should be given the absolute best that they can at the end of their life when they're at the most vulnerable. There needs to be more money in it. There needs to be more money in it. It needs to be given. I don't know. I'm preaching, and I don't want to preach. It's an incredible job. It's an incredible job, and I'm really lucky to have it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a charity or anything. I love making my YouTube videos. That's purely selfish. That's something that's absolutely for me. But what I want to say is you're going to get the most, I'm aware that I've got younger people watching and sometimes they say, give me advice about exams or what I should do and stuff. And do what you love, what motivates you. I've never been happier in my life than doing what I love. And you'll have success at it if you love it. Like, yeah, I'm not making loads of money. I'm a caregiver, but I love what I do. I love what I do. And that feeling can't be traded. And what you want to do doesn't have to be something like that. Look at my YouTube. That's something I do just for me. And I'm aware that my videos are some of the strangest on the site and that it's weird, it's just me talking at my phone and stuff. But I enjoy it. And, I know it's just luck that I've got as many subscribers and had the success that I've had. But, if you do what you love, that can happen. Just try at it. Just give it your all. Whatever it is that motivates you, just go for it. If you don't know what it is that motivates you yet, then don't lose your options. Work as hard as you can. Do as well as you can at school. Get as many exams as you can so you are qualified and you have got every option open to you to make yourself happy and do the best that you can. Oh, I sound like a twat, don't I? Preaching away, but I don't know. I just wanted to chat about it a little bit because I've never spoken about my work. And that's, I'll tell you that as well. One of my biggest dreams in terms of that side of my life is that I got lucky or won the lottery or I saved enough money that I could afford to buy a big house and set up my own respite home where people could come and not run it for a profit and just give the best care, and the people who came there would be coming to be part of my family. Do you know what I mean? Part of the, I would want to create like a family, really good staff who lived in, and I don't know. No one, it's not a business that anyone's going to back, is it? Let's be honest. But yeah, I'd love to do that and just be able to work there when I wanted to. And like I say, I'm not a charity. I've got loads of selfish goals. Like my YouTube. I want to, I want to make this very clear that I've turned on ads on my video, and I did an advertisement for Jumble Tube, but I don't take absolutely any money out of my YouTube. Anything that comes out of it, I'm spending on equipment and trying to do stuff and make it a little bit better. And so my goals are really selfish. Some of them. I want to see so much of the world I haven't seen, and I want to take my. Sorry, I run out of recording space on my tablet there. I had to delete some other stuff, so I'll have to edit that together somehow. I've almost forgotten what I was saying now. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I was saying. One of my biggest dreams is to have my own care home, and I'm not a charity. You know what I mean? I'm doing my YouTube for selfish reasons as well. Anything I make out of it is gone back into it, but I want to do stuff with it. I want to go and travel and see all these different places that I haven't seen and meet people, and take you guys there. Take my corner out there on the road. Do you know what I mean? So I've got my selfish goals as well, but just do what you love. Do what you love, and you will have success at it. If I can get 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, with nothing better to record myself on than my 3-year-old phone, then you can as well. I mean, you can. Just do what you love, and don't be selfish. I've had opportunities to do more adverts and take money, but I don't need it. I'm getting my camera. I'm doing all that I want to do with it. Just do your best and not don't grab at the money. The money's not what will make you happy. What will make you happy is doing the best that you can and being all that you can. And I sound like a preachy twat, and I'm going to stop talking now. But yeah, there's my waffly video, and my really shiny head is bouncing back at you. Anyway, thanks. If you've sat through all of that, thank you very much. That's incredible.